Hello everyone, welcome. Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College. Our subject today will be Geography Standard 7th. We are going to discuss chapter number 11, Contour Map and Landforms. This is part 1. In Standard 5 children, we had learned about the landforms. So let us once quickly revise before we begin our lesson. The land, we all know that the land on the earth is not even at all the places. The different shapes of the land in different places, which are formed due to the unevenness, are called as the landforms. We have various landforms like mountains, valleys, plateaus, hills, passes, hillocks, plains, islands, rivers, seashores, etc. So, all these are the various landforms that are seen on the surface of the earth. The land along the margins of an ocean are called as coastal region. Water bodies of various shapes and sizes are formed along the coast. For example, sea, bay, strait, gulf, creek, etc. Yes, so the different shapes of the land in different places formed due to the unevenness are called as the landforms. Mountains and other landforms can be represented in two-dimensional from using various mathematical and survey methods. During facets like altitude, relief, slope, direction of the slope, and the drainage are considered while studying the different landforms. Contour maps are useful in understanding the features of the landform, and these maps are mostly used by mountaineers, trackers, soldiers, defense officers, as well as the planning of a region. The contour line used in the contour map are lines which join the places with same altitude on the map. They generally do not cross each other. So let us study more about the contour lines and maps and how they are useful to us. To understand contour lines, we are going to carry out this small activity. Take a large oblate shaped potato and other required material as shown in this above figure. Observe how a potato appears when seen from the front and when seen from above. Draw an outline of the potato in your notebook. Cut the potato into two parts so that each part has a flat base. Rest the cut half on its flat base and measure its height in millimeters. This is our potato hill. The tapering side of the potato is the hill top. Draw two circles each going round the hill, one near the top and the other close to the base. Keep sufficient distance between the circles. The circles near the top will be smaller. Now, do not separate the slices. Insert a toothpick or a piece of pointed stick through the slices vertically as shown in the picture. Without removing the toothpick, place a sliced potato on a piece of paper. Moving a pencil along the edge of the lowest slice, draw its outline. It will be nearly circular in shape. After drawing the outline, pull the toothpick upward. Remove the lowest slice delicately and keep it aside. Repeat the same procedure for the other two slices. Observe the figure that is formed after the exercise is complete. You will note that you have drawn three concentric circles. Write the height of the potato that you had measured early in the center of the innermost circle. Measure the thickness of all the slices you have kept aside. Give value 0 to the outermost circle. How will you give the values to the other lines? Think about it. Do you think that the thickness of each slice that you have measured can help you? After assigning values to each circle, your sketch of Potato Hill will be complete. This is a small activity that is shown in our textbook to learn how contour lines can be drawn on the map and how they are measured. Now let us see how contour maps are helpful to us. Contour maps helps us to understand various facets of landforms like how high it is, the altitude of it, the relief of it, the slope, the direction of the slope and its drainage. The map are of immense use to the mountaineers. The mountaineers are the ones who climb up the high mountains, trackers, then soldiers who work in the defense or the defense officers. This map proves to be a great use in the planning of a region. Contour lines are isolines of height. These are drawn by joining the places of equal altitude. They help in identification of landforms and determine the amount of slope. These lines also help us to understand the type of direction of the slope. How are these lines, contour lines, useful to the farmers? In order to reduce the erosion of the soil, trenches are dug by the farmers in the direction perpendicular to the slope of the land, and then trees are planted along such trenches. In this above activity, children, we have transferred a three-dimensional object, the potato, into two-dimensional picture. In reality, it is not possible to make the slices of a mountain or any other landform and place them on paper or on the ground to draw a two-dimensional picture of that landform. For this, mathematical and survey method are applied. You will learn about these methods if you study geography as special subject in your later higher classes. Now let us observe this model of relief in an area which is shown in this above diagram, in this figure. Let us observe it carefully and try to answer the questions that are given to us in the activity. First question that is asked is, which landform do you see in the model above? In this model above, we can see hill ranges and flat lands. Which colors have been used on them? Blue and yellow colors have been used on them. What all you see in the map? Various facets, landforms such as altitudes, relief, slope, direction of the slope can be seen in the above map. What is the general direction of the ranges shown in the map? They are shown eastern direction. Towards which direction is the flat land located in the map? It is located in the eastern part. What are the maximum and minimum values of the lines in the map? They are 600 and 800. What do these values indicate? They indicate contour line intervals. A 3D model is given above in figure 11.3a. The northern part of the model shows the basin of the river Mulamutha. To its south is the Katraj Diveghat range extending from the west to east. Beyond that, some portion of Kara basin is seen. Let us answer some of these questions. In which direction does Fort Purandar lie? Fort Purandar lies in the southwest direction shown above in the map. What is the direction of the flow of the river Kara? It flows towards the east. Kara river flows towards the eastern part. In which part are the hill ranges not observed? The hill ranges are not observed in the eastern part. Which part of the model is not seen in the map and why? Kara River Basin and Mulamuta River Basin are not seen in the model but not on the map. This is because the river being flat, it cannot be represented by contour lines in a 2D map, unlike the presentation seen in 3D model. The next question is, in which direction does the altitude of Katras Diveghat range decrease? The Katras Diveghat ranges decrease in the northeast. In which direction are higher hill ranges located? Southeast hill ranges bordering Jejuri. In this next activity, children, let us consider that you have gone for a mountaineering trek and you have to conquer a peak on a hill A. A map of this hill is given in this above diagram. Studying the contour lines in the map, find the side from which you will reach the peak safely and easily and mark your path on the map with a pencil. Now, children, to climb up this mountain, which direction will you select? Yes, I will climb from the eastward to reach the peak safely, as the slope eastward is gentle and it is not steep slope. Lesser the distance between the contour lines makes the slope steep. The distance between the line is greater eastward, which shows the slope is gentle. So this is the last activity given in our textbook. With this, I end my lesson. I request you to please read the lesson carefully to understand it better. Thank you and please take care of yourself.